When fans first heard whispers that Hugh Jackman and Deborra-Lee Furness might be quietly reconnecting after a painful split, the internet held its breath. The story reads like the script of a Hollywood drama, a marriage that lasted 27 years, a public breakup that shocked fans in 2023, a statement from Deborra describing the split as a traumatic betrayal, and now reports suggesting private meetings and attempts at reconciliation in New York. But before anyone shares another exclusive, it's important to separate what's verified from what remains speculation. This is a story about real people, public curiosity, and the fine line between reporting and rumor. The timeline of events is clear and can be confirmed through public records. Hugh Jackman and Deborra-Lee Furness announced their separation in 2023, ending a partnership that many fans considered one of Hollywood's most stable. Months later, in late May 2025, Furness filed for divorce, and the proceedings concluded in June 2025. Court records show the divorce was uncontested, meaning both parties had agreed on terms before the judge signed off. That legal closure is undeniable. The chapter is officially closed. What remains unclear, and what fuels so much speculation, is the emotional and interpersonal aftermath. Earlier this year, Deborra-Lee Furness released a statement describing the end of her marriage as a traumatic betrayal. Those words shocked fans who had always seen the couple as grounded, private, and remarkably stable. Her statement carried a weight that no gossip headline could match, a deeply personal reflection shared with the world. Furness expressed that, despite the heartbreak, she was finding strength in her faith and her belief that life's challenges often guide us toward better paths. She wrote about returning to herself, living with integrity, and finding freedom in personal growth. Those sentiments provide important context. Even amid emotional upheaval, she is moving forward deliberately and thoughtfully. While the legal and personal context is clear, the rumors about reconciliation are where things get complicated. Tabloid outlets and unnamed insiders have claimed that Hugh Jackman and Deborra-Lee Furness have met privately in New York and are trying to rebuild a friendship. Some reports suggest Hugh has been quietly reaching out for months, hoping to mend fences, and that the tension from their breakup is fading. These stories are compelling. They provide a narrative of hope and resolution after heartbreak, but it's crucial to understand their source. Radar Online, for example, is the primary outlet reporting these meetings, relying on anonymous sources. No major outlet has independently confirmed these interactions. In other words, while it's possible, it remains unverified and should be treated as such. What makes these reports believable is human nature. Two people who shared decades together, raised children, and finalized a divorce recently might naturally want to interact to ensure family stability. They share 2 adopted children, Oscar and Ava, and multiple reports note that both parents have been focused on creating a calm environment for them. Even if the media exaggerates or misinterprets private interactions, the underlying motivation, co-parenting and mutual respect, is entirely plausible. It's a reminder that personal relationships are rarely black and white, and the public's desire for neat narratives often clashes with reality. Alongside these reports, Hugh Jackman's personal life adds another layer to the story. He has been publicly linked to his former Music Man co-star, Sutton Foster, with multiple outlets noting that the pair have been dating for months. Some gossip pages have implied that this relationship began while Hugh was still married, though there is no verified evidence to support that claim. Reputable sources simply report that Jackman and Foster are together and happy without commenting on timing or speculation. The combination of a new relationship and rumored reconciliation naturally fuels interest. But it's important to separate reported facts from conjecture. This story also sheds light on why celebrity gossip spreads so quickly. Social media amplifies emotional responses. People share articles that shock, inspire curiosity, or provoke outrage. Tabloids capitalize on this by using anonymous insiders and dramatic language, creating narratives that feel urgent and true. When combined with a high-profile couple, a recent divorce, and public statements containing emotional weight, the rumor cycle becomes almost inevitable. Fans see fragments of information, a post, a sighting, a quote, and the human brain fills in the gaps. The result? Stories that spread faster than they can be verified. Despite the tabloid frenzy, there is something important to recognize. Both Hugh Jackman and Deborra-Lee Furness appear to be prioritizing the well-being of their children. All reports, even the unverified ones, highlight their desire to maintain stability and minimize the negative impact of public speculation. If the rumored meetings are happening, they may be less about romantic reconciliation and more about co-parenting, family cohesion, and emotional closure. That perspective reframes the story from gossip to a human interest narrative about two people navigating a complex family dynamic after decades together. It's also worth noting the psychological impact of public speculation. Deborra-Lee Furness described her past year as deeply challenging, and the language she used, traumatic betrayal, signals real emotional pain. For anyone watching from the outside, it's easy to reduce these struggles to clickbait, but that overlooks the lived experience of the individuals involved. Responsible reporting acknowledges that emotional reality without sensationalizing it, framing rumors carefully, and highlighting verified facts. This approach allows viewers to remain informed while respecting the humanity of the people at the center of the story. Finally, this story offers a broader lesson about consumption of celebrity news. Viral claims, anonymous insider reports, and social media amplification can distort perception. The most reliable information comes from public records, official statements, and credible outlets. As viewers, it's important to ask, is this story verified, or are we repeating a rumor because it's dramatic? Hugh Jackman and Deborra-Lee Furness's situation shows how quickly speculation can spiral. But it also demonstrates that even amid heartbreak and divorce, adults can take deliberate steps to protect family, seek closure, and move forward. In conclusion, the viral reports about Hugh Jackman and Deborra-Lee Furness reconnecting contain a kernel of plausibility, given their shared history and concern for their children, but they remain unverified. The confirmed facts are clear. The divorce was finalized in June 2025, and Furness publicly described the split as a traumatic betrayal. Everything beyond that, private meetups, conversations, emotional reconciliation, comes from unnamed sources or tabloids and should be framed accordingly. Hugh Jackman's relationship with Sutton Foster is public and reported, but speculation about timing should be avoided. What viewers can take away is simple: empathy, skepticism, and perspective. Respect the privacy of those involved, look for verifiable facts before spreading stories, and recognize that reconciliation can take many forms, not all of them romantic or sensational. If Jackman and Furness are meeting, it may simply be adults taking steps to close a chapter with dignity and prioritize their family. That's a lesson worth remembering amid the frenzy of celebrity rumor. For fans and observers, this story underscores the power of verification over virality. Don't let dramatic headlines replace the truth, and don't forget the human element behind every public figure's life. Even in the world of Hollywood, empathy and understanding matter just as much as curiosity.